In 1933, the United States was still deep in the Great Depression. People were losing their jobs, their homes, and sometimes even their hope. And then, something unexpected happened. A cartoon, just 8 minutes long, captured the spirit of a broken nation and made it smile. It was called The Three Little Pigs. The crash of 1929 had brought America to its knees. Banks failed, factories closed, families lined up for bread and soup. By 1933, nearly a quarter of the workforce was unemployed. Children went to bed hungry. The American dream felt like a bad joke. And yet, in the middle of all this, the movie theaters stayed open. Because people still needed stories. They needed to believe. That same year, Walt Disney released The Three Little Pigs, a short animated film based on a simple fairy tale. It didn't look revolutionary. It wasn't filled with grand visuals or complex ideas. Just 3 pigs, each building a house. But somehow, it struck a chord. It was funny, it was catchy, but above all, it was familiar. Because everyone knew what it felt like to have their house under threat. The first pig builds his house out of straw, quick and easy. The second pig chooses sticks, still flimsy, but a little stronger. And the third pig? He works harder. He builds his home with bricks, slow and steady. Then comes the big bad wolf. He huffs, he puffs, and he blows the first 2 houses away. But the brick house? It stands. And the audience? They cheered. For millions of Americans, the big bad wolf wasn't just a cartoon villain. He was the Great Depression itself. An invisible force tearing through their lives. Eviction, hunger, bank failures. When the wolf howled, it sounded like reality. And when he failed, it felt like justice. The third pig didn't rely on shortcuts or songs. He planned, worked, and prepared. And his house stood firm. To audiences, he wasn't just smart, he was wise. The brick house became a symbol of strength, resilience, and hope. It was a reminder, you can't stop the wolf, but you can survive him. And then there was the song, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? It was playful, repetitive, and catchy. But underneath the melody was defiance. Americans sang it not just because it was fun, but because it felt brave. It told them laugh at fear, and you'll be stronger than it. The Three Little Pigs was more than entertainment. It was a survival guide disguised as a fairy tale. It made people laugh, think, and believe that even in hard times, simple stories can build brick houses of hope. And sometimes, all it takes to stand tall is a little courage, a few bricks, and a silly song.